Hello, welcome to Premier Sport Fan Center. It's the return leg of the UEFA Champions League, and everywhere is so rosy tonight. So Barcelona against Borussia Dortmund right there in Germany. It's the return leg, but it's not looking. The atmosphere in the stadium is not looking like a team that lost 4-0 away at Barcelona in the first leg. So there's still everything to play. Though to me, it's looking like just a formality match. Barcelona should be relaxed in this one and probably get a victory over Borussia Dortmund, where it's all still looking like the still games to play is that one between Aston Villa and PSG. Though they lost 3-1 in the first leg at the in France, sorry. But they're back at the Villa Park tonight to try and do the unthinkable. It's always a night of magic in the UEFA Champions League, so you can always expect some surprises. My name is Adeyemi Shegun, and I'll be your host on Premier Sport Fan Center Watch Along program tonight, where we'll give you analysis and commentaries of the games going on in Europe. Tonight, two teams will be making it through to the semi-final. And joining me in the studio is the Doc himself and Dolapo, both sporting the Barcelona jersey.
Good evening. Thank you for having me here. Thank you. Nice to be here with you, Shegun. And to run this commentary together. And then viewers, it's so good to be here again. We're here last week and we did justice for that. And tonight we expect to do a lot more. My name is Yinka Adegbuyi, and I'm so glad to be here with you.
And also it's Dolapo at
Good
the end.
evening, Shegun. Good evening, football lovers. Another day to talk about football. And Barcelona back at what's it called, Signal Iduna Park for the second leg. Robert Lewandowski returning back to Dortmund again, familiar stadium, and you know how it is. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, it's important to see how it goes when this game starts in that beautiful stadium. It's always cozy, and the atmosphere is really hot right there in Germany. I can see it on the face of the Barcelona manager. As a fleek news returning back to familiar ground here in Germany. Yeah, I think he's very much familiar playing with Borussia Dortmund. Last season we saw Barcelona against Eintracht Frankfurt. That was it, Frankfurt or Stuttgart?
Two seasons
ago, and that game was really a crazy one. You could see the atmosphere from the fans. They are always the 12th man for their club. Do you think they can push the Dortmund fans? Can the Dortmund fans push the Dortmund players into getting a comeback tonight against Barcelona?
Well, as per tonight's match, I think football, like I say, anything can happen. But as it stands, Barca has an advantage, and a good advantage at that. Barca is in the driving seat. It's their match to lose as it is. 4-goal margin from the Camp Nou or from the Olympic Stadium in Catalonia is a lot to be desired. And if you're the opponent here, apart from the morale being low from suffering 4 goals, 4 beautiful eggs being laid in Catalonia, apart from the morale dropping, you're also thinking of how to upturn that. How do you upturn 4 goals, score 5 goals? With a team, you didn't score 1 legitimate goal the other time. So it's going to be a bit tough for the Germans tonight. The German players are not going to be so comfortable. And then for the Barcelona players, they are coming here with a lot of confidence. 4 goals in the kitty. And there's a chance to even offset them further by scoring an early goal. So yes, Barca is in the driving seat, and no, I don't think they can change this.
Okay, you can hear that from the doc. Both are Barcelona fans, so I'm a fan of them being upset tonight by this, spirited Borussia Dortmund in this encounter. And the lack of 2 substitutions, 2 names are coming into the Barcelona side. It's still looking like a very strong Barcelona starting 11. Gerard Martin is in the starting 11 for the injured, Alejandro Balde, and also Ronald Araujo is in the starting 11. Inigo Martinez is not starting today. How comfortable are you with these 2 players?
Well, I still feel okay with this team. This is more or less like a typical Barcelona setup. Whenever Balde is now and what's his name again? Gerard Martin has come in and has deputized so well for him. Araujo is a big name in the Barcelona setup and everything. And we understand Inigo Martinez. He really needs that time to rest after the injury flair he had during the international break. So I think, and looking at the way Barcelona played the first leg after doing their homework so well, you will really feel like, what match can you give Inigo Martinez a rest? It has to be this game. And you can also look at, there is no Pedri in the starting 11 also. He need that rest. They really need that rest right now. And you can only give them when you feel your team is, let me say, 7/10. for Barcelona to qualify right now, a 7 out of 10. So this is when you can give them those rest and prepare for your next league match against Celta Vigo, who is also a big opponent.
Okay, South Africa is a big opponent for Barcelona in the La Liga as they're pursuing their Liga to win the La Liga after losing it last season to Real Madrid. And the dog on the side of Borussia Dortmund is Guirassy, who is the striker. He was a bit wasteful in the first leg. I think if Guirassy had come to the game with his scurry boot, probably that game would have ended 4-2 in favor of Barcelona. Tonight he's playing on his home turf. He should be comfortable right here.
Yeah, I expect him to be much more comfortable than he was at the Olympic Stadium at the Catalonia last week. However, we have Araujo, who is going to be on him, and we know Araujo can be a little more physical than Kubasi, who marked him the last time. Expect Araujo to actually follow him up very, very closely. I just hope we don't get bookings that might send somebody out, but I think Barca is safe with Araujo marking Guirassy, and Guirassy was a little bit off the target, but he did play well. 1 or 2 chances hit the woodworks, and then he had one. I think they had one that actually went in, but it was an illegal goal.
Yeah.
You know, so they have a chance to get 1 or 2 goals, but so does Barca. The Barca team we have here is fighting for everything. So they're not coming here to play or draw or to just play a match. They are fielding their best 11. The only people out here is Pedri and Inigo Martinez. And Inigo has been replaced by Araujo. Ordinarily, Araujo has been a better player than Inigo. So this is Barca's best 11.
Okay.
So I think what Barca is looking for here will be to score early 2 goals also, and then take out some key players.
Okay, you can hear that from the Barcelona fans. And let's touch on this game between Aston Villa and Paris Saint-Germain. PSG won the first leg 3-1, but they made one substitution in this encounter. One replacement, Bracola is in for Desire. The way we saw the way in the first leg, beautiful goal against was Aston Villa, and tonight is Bracola who is standing. This talks so much about the score depth of PSG.
Well, no doubt about the PSG team. They are really so good when it comes to attack wise, and you just have to look at the power, what they possess, what Luis Enrique really have under his own arms right now. And when you look at a coach like Luis Enrique, you should know that he has his own typical way of playing. And I think Bakola coming in for Desire Doué is also more or less like a like-for-like change. And good one for them also. The first leg, they did their homework so well. They got the most important victory, and not just winning by a goal margin, 2-goal margin. And we know what that's really have to speak. Because coming back to was Aston Villa home right now. We know Villa Park. We know Unai Emery, he has been at Paris Saint-Germain before in his time, and we know how well football is these days. And I think on the part of Aston Villa also, they got that much needed 1 goal, which might just be like a lifesaver for them tonight. But let's see how it goes, and I think Bakola would really like to take this opportunity that comes.
Okay, as let's see how it goes in that game between Aston Villa and Paris Saint-Germain. Aston Villa has a lot of work to do tonight. They're trailing 2 goals in that game. 3-1 they lost in the first leg as at PSG. The Doc, is there any chance of Aston Villa coming back tonight?
Well, it's going to be pretty tight for Aston Villa to come back, because the Paris Saint-Germain team is very strong. Most pundits have given them, in fact, they are the favorites for the Champions League as it sits. But we know in football, you can always get upsets. Teams you don't expect to come up might just do some things. Luka Moura can come up and score 2 goals. Remember Tottenham versus PSG 3 or 4 seasons ago. And Moura from the bench just came and scored 2 goals, and that could change the face of everything. But as it sits, looking at paperwork, looking at the books, performances, antecedents, I don't see Aston Villa coming back. They are 2 goals behind, and they're likely going to remain that way.
Okay, 90 minutes we decide these two games, and if there is any comeback in that game, probably this game will be pushed straight into extra times and possibly penalties, shootouts in that encounter. Back to the Barcelona game against Borussia Dortmund, which is our focal match. Borussia Dortmund are playing in their all-yellow attire right there in their stadium, while Barcelona are sporting something looking relatively new to me. Their normal top jersey and a black short in this encounter. Any reason for that?
I think
Yeah,
this is their fourth.
because
jersey also.
yeah, it's not just because it's their fault. It's because Dortmund is wearing a dark colored
Yeah,
pants,
yeah.
and Dortmund is home. So for Barca to be wearing black on black will conflict, and
Okay.
neither can you wear a dark colored pants on our colored jersey. So they had to settle for a white one.
Okay, you can hear that from the dog, and all eyes will be on that young man, the 17 years old Lamine Yamal, who would love to add the Champions League to his rich CV in football. At the age of 17, he has won himself the European Cup and also won himself. I think he has a La Liga with Barcelona.
Yes.
What a rich CV for a 17 years old kid. Barcelona starting the others in this encounter are taking the game slowly and steady against Borussia Dortmund in this one, trying to dominate the game in the early stages of this encounter. Where 4 minutes gone into that encounter, and it's still 0-0 from both centers, with Barcelona currently having the advantage in this one against Borussia Dortmund. We'll be looking to coming back, and here is Balia with the ball there, strikes one straight across, but straight into the hands of the goalkeeper Chesney for Barcelona. Why is he not keeping and not starting tonight? Because at leading the first leg 4-0, I think Hansi Flick should have been trusting in Akipena for this game.
I wouldn't put Akipena in the quarterfinal of a Champions League. We have not passed, or Barca has not passed for the past 5 or 6 seasons. Barca has not passed this level since 2016. And it's unfair to just throw it away because we have a lead. It might just be a very big error. So Hansi Flick actually said that he's going to field his best team and his first team for this match, and that is what we're seeing here. So Chesney is part of the first team. Even Ter Stegen was debated. Journalists and press went after him. Ter Stegen is back. Why is he not being fielded? And Flick.
And that is the chance for first goal. What a touchline clearance there from the Barcelona guys there. What an early scrabble there in the Barcelona box. Adeyemi leading the charge for Borussia Dortmund, but Guirassy couldn't get the needed touch on the ball, which would have been the first goal. And what a way to have been to start this game for Borussia Dortmund. Kibasi with that clearance for Barcelona in the early stages of this encounter. An early goal for Borussia Dortmund in this game might actually destabilize the way Barcelona are going to play in this encounter. Let's see if they can actually get the first goal, because they are pushing everything forward in this game and looking to get that first goal as early as possible before Barcelona can get themselves settled into this encounter. A throw in there for Borussia Dortmund, and it's Koto will be taking this throw in for them, sporting the jersey number 2 for Borussia Dortmund. He's taking his time, drops it straight into the path of his teammates there, and here's still Borussia Dortmund with the ball. Barcelona aiming to reclaim possession. Back in play is Borussia Dortmund. The cross into the box there, it might just be a chance for the first goal. But this time around, the goalkeeper there gathers that comfortably this time around, and that was a shot there from Silverstein, the Borussia Dortmund winger there. Borussia Dortmund twice coming close to the bat, even thrice in the opening 6 minutes of this encounter. They looks out like they are not here to play against Barcelona.
Yeah, that's what we expect. We expect so much pressure from.
Yes, Karim Adeyemi with that brilliant chance there, and still a chance for Borussia Dortmund. Again, another scrabbled one, and yet put it into the back of net. Karim Adeyemi will cross this into the box. There's still Borussia Dortmund in the Barcelona box, and Barcelona will finally clear the line, but still half cleared there. Borussia Dortmund comes forward again. Adeyemi drops it straight into the path of Grobe, cross into the box there. But this time around, Paul Kibasi will gather that for Barcelona. Still in possession. He's Borussia Dortmund in the Barcelona box there. And what will they make out of the ball there? Also to it. I think that finally rolls out for a corner kick, if I'm not mistaken there. 7 minutes of intense pressure from Borussia Dortmund in this encounter. And going straight to the starting 11 for the home side, is 3-4-2 2-1 formation for Borussia Dortmund in this encounter. The impressive Kobel starts in goal post, while a back three of Sule, Atin, and Ben Sibeni starts at the back for Borussia Dortmund. In the middle of the park is Silverstein, Grob, Mincha, and Koto, while up front is Karim Adeyemi. Bia starting tonight for Borussia Dortmund, and a Loma striker, Sergio Guirassy, in this encounter. Looking at the top front three for Borussia Dortmund, yes, you can see that they are coming all out for a goal in this one. Starting Bia and then Guirassy, two prolific striker on their own day.
Yeah, as expected, you want them to come all out in this second leg after that disappointing first leg encounter. And what else in your home? You should this the early stages of this game. So I think it's a normal thing for them. Barcelona will still settle down into this game. The tempo of the game is still going to reduce a bit and come down to Barcelona favor. I think Frankie De Jong, it has always been him and Pedri or him and Casado for the vast matches of this season. So coming up against Gavi and Femi Lopez right now to pair with him. So I feel like it's going to take him a little bit of some minutes before they can really gel into it. That's why you see this Barcelona midfield looks like it's empty right now. But I feel just as the match goes on, Barcelona will surely come into the game.
Okay, let's see if Barcelona will be coming into this game. Koto with the ball there, drops it for Bia. Bia with a cross into the balls, aimed at Guirassy, but that's eluded the tall Guinean striker there, and throws out for a throw into PL to Borussia Dortmund. Karim Adeyemi on the ball there. We aim to send the cross, but still holds on to it to dribble his way, sends it into the box there. Yeah, might just be a chance with the referee gives out a penalty, and yes, Borussia Dortmund has a penalty right there in the opening 10 minutes, and it's a Grob who has just won them a penalty against Barcelona. Chesney going straight into that tackles. I think that was always going to be a penalty. Look at that. Let's see if that's not an offside call. If that's it's onside there. I think that Barcelona player kept him onside, and the way he went into that tackle saw the penalty to Grob there. Let's see that again. Did he get the ball? No, he got the leg.
But Chesney is always doing this mistake. Why is he always making such errors?
For this Chesney.
Why? He's always making such errors. My challenge with this guy is his decision making on a one-on-one basis. 1v1 with the goalkeeper, Chesney is likely to commit a foul. He did it against Mbappe. He did it against virtually every match we have played that has been very important. Chesney will go and commit an error 1v1.
All right, straight in the 9th minute, there's a potential VR check on that penalty to see if it's actually worth it. Yes, I think that should be a penalty. Guirassy will be standing against Chesney for that penalty if VAR confirms it to be a penalty against Barcelona. 100% it should be a penalty, yes, and it's a penalty. We're still waiting for the full confirmation. Anyway, from that game to that one between Aston Villa and PSG. PSG has got one up in that game, and Hakimi has just put PSG 1 up in that game. VR checked over, and it's a penalty. Chesney has a chance, an opportunity to redeem his image right now from the penalty spot against Guirassy. Will he be able to stop the Guinean from finally getting one against Barcelona? Guirassy standing on this any moment from now. He'll be striking that ball against Chesney, who is looking confident in the goal post there, and Guirassy put that into the back of the net, and what a cheeky goal from the Guinean international is Borussia Dortmund, who has broken the deadlock on the 10th minute mark there in that encounter. Guirassy will first go in this encounter. Borussia Dortmund 1, Barcelona 1. Aggregate 4-1 in favor of Barcelona right now.
So now you can understand why Barca could not have fielded Pena or used a weaker team, because this is Champions League, and everybody is going to come in with their top form, and you're going to come and fight like demons. They're going to come in and push everything against the winning team or the leading team. And if they can't answer back, then they're in trouble. That's exactly the kind of challenge Arsenal is going to face against Real Madrid tomorrow. I want us to get there. We see that match is going to be a very tough encounter. And Gunners are going to see a different Madrid in that match. You know, just like Barca is seeing a different Dortmund tonight. The German players are attacking them left, right, and center. And their attack has paid off by giving them 1 goal right now.
Yeah, a well-deserved goal there for Borussia Dortmund. Grassi with that goal, and he's one of the top scorers in the UEFA Champions League this season. A well-deserved one for him. What do you see Grassi being named the next African Footballer of the Year?
Well, I think that will be really hard. But though is a contender, a big one for the next African best. Because if you look at Mohamed Salah's performance this season, he's on his way to even breaking the all-time assist record in APL of 20 assists. So who says Salah can't break that? And the APL already looks like 1 year is surely going to win. And looking at the Golden Boot also, that looks like a rich one for Mohamed Salah also. And if Guirassy, I think the only thing he has to really take that honor of what's his name again, Salah has to be maybe if Dortmund really win the Champions League, and that would be a big call. So let's just see how it goes. Good striker he is on his day, no doubt. But I think maybe not this season.
Okay, yes, you can always say that about Mo Salah. I think he deserves to win the African Footballer of the Year when that time comes. Then Barcelona chasing this encounter right now, currently trailing 1-0 at Borussia Dortmund, but advantage Barcelona is still 4-1 on the aggregate score. I think there's nothing to be scared of right now for Barcelona.
Well, there's a lot to be scared of, because once your opponent starts scoring, there's something about momentum. Okay, so like the law of physics or law of motion says, every object remains in a state of uniform rest or continuous motion unless an external force is added to it or stops it from that motion. So if your opponent starts scoring and you don't stop it, the only way Barca can do that now is by scoring one goal.
Yes.
Scoring a goal back makes the game balanced and it gives Barca confidence. Otherwise, should Dortmund get the second goal, it's going to be a lot of trouble for Barcelona.
Let's see if trouble looms for Barcelona goal here in this encounter. That goal is actually Guirassi's 10th goal in the UEFA Champions League this season. What a prolific season he's having for Borussia Dortmund after joining from Stuttgart. And yes, Barcelona, Kubasi on the ball there, returns it back to the goalkeeper Szczesny, and Szczesny goes out wide and finds Kounde. Kounde looks forward, tries to play Lamine Yamal. Beautiful control from the 17 years old boy. Acting gets it straight onto that and returns it back to the goalkeeper Kobe. And Kobe will look to send that out from the goalpost, but chose to go back to this part of his left back there. And here is Karim Adeyemi on the ball there, tries to play in Grob, and that will be. Is that going out? Yes, rolls out for a corner, a throw-in, to Borussia Dortmund. And looking at Barcelona starting 11, it's more of a 4-2-3-1 formation for Asuflik and his boys. Szczesny is the goalkeeper, Kounde as the right back, Gerard Martin as the left back, Kubasi and Araujo both pairing together as the centre back in this encounter. On the base of the midfield is Frankie de Jong and Gavi. Right up front is Lamine Yamal, Femi Lopez and Rafinha. And also it's a Loma striker for Barcelona, Robert Lewandowski in this encounter. Couto with the ball there. Borussia Dortmund looks to come out there, but they couldn't beat the Barcelona offside trap. And finally, it's going to be an offside call against the Borussia Dortmund. Barcelona having a chance to initiate another attack of their own. Looking at the way they beat this offside call this time around. I think Barcelona were trying to keep that player there sporting the jersey number 13, Grob, Pascal Grob, who would know right there from playing for Brighton in the APL. He was trying to keep him offside, but the offside call actually cost him that penalty there. And I at least have that issue with teams who are always keeping that offside line.
Well, keeping the offside trap is a tactics in football. It's one of the tactics of football. You have to decide on what tactics you want to use, high line or you want to use regular line.
Here's a chance for a second goal with this very second goal for Borussia Dortmund. That is the second goal. It's offside goal. Is that offside call? Yes, offside. Let's see here. We'll be checking that. So let's see that again. I think he was in offside position. Yeah, a bit in his hands actually put him. But I think VR will be having a check on that. But Borussia Dortmund has just pulled that into the back of the net for a second time. Okay. And that was that young man there. Nature put that into the back of the net.
So just like I said,
the offside call. Offside trap, sorry.
It's actually a tactics used in football, just like
just saved Barcelona now again.
Deep, you can decide to play deep you may decide to play high. For Barca, and Flick has been playing high. It's one of the tactics he employs so that the team can be compact, the team can be attacking, and you can have options in front. And then you can limit the options of your opponent, putting pressure on your back line. So when you keep a very good offside trap or a high line, you are helping the midfield and you are protecting your goalkeeper from imminent dangers. So your keeper might not even get to save much balls, and your central defense might be part of the attack rather than defending. And that's the advantage of the high line or the offside trap rule. And that's what Barca has been using all season. And it has actually helped them a lot.
All right, 70 minutes into that encounter, and still no shot on goal for Barcelona in this encounter. What a first 70 minutes Borussia Dortmund has had in this game. They've really been dominating Barcelona in this encounter. 2 goals they put into the back of the net, but 1 chucked off for offside and 1 stood from a penalty spot there. Girassi with the only goal in this encounter, and they're still coming out all strong against Barcelona, having the belief that yes, they can complete the comeback in this encounter. Kibasi returns back to the goalkeeper there, Szczesny, and Szczesny not really wanting to keep it safe there. Sends it a long one into the Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund back in possession of the ball. The referee says that is going to be a free kick call. That should be a yellow card here for that Barcelona player. Unnecessary. Is that a yellow card? No. And you can see the referee giving him that. Yes, that is your last warning to Gerard Martin there for kicking the ball right there. And it's a free kick there to Borussia Dortmund, straight back into the heart of the defense there, where it finds Atten with the ball. Atten finds Sule with the ball. Sule returns it into midfield, finds Misha, and Misha returns it back into the part of Atten. Atten holds onto the ball, comes forward with it for Borussia Dortmund, finds Misha, and Misha returns it back to Atten there. Atten goes out wide and finds Besibani with the ball, looks forward and finds Silvesin. And here's Silvesin who lost possession. Barcelona will attack right now, and here's Femi Lopez on the ball there, returns it into part of his teammate. Here's Barcelona, Rafinha with the ball there, and tries to open up his body there, but easily deflected off the ball. And Kobel will gather this comfortably for Borussia Dortmund. First 90 minutes in this encounter, Borussia Dortmund leading 1-0, and they'll initiate an attack of their own right now in the midfield. And yes, grab straight into the path of Karim Adeyemi. Adeyemi has Kounde to beat, and straight into the path, strides one into the box there, but easily deflected there by the French international Jules Kounde, and there is a corner kick to Borussia Dortmund. First 20 minutes of this game, it looks like it has been Borussia Dortmund everywhere in this encounter.
Yeah. Borussia Dortmund they've really controlled this game so far, and I just feel like, well, probably the good thing has to be Barcelona. So far, has to be Barcelona doing their homework so well by scoring 4-0 and keeping the clean sheet against Borussia Dortmund in the first leg, because I imagine that probably we played a 3-1 or a 4-1, or Guesi was so clinical in the first leg. By now, it would be a lot. And Barcelona really needs to keep this Borussia Dortmund team. With Borussia Dortmund getting the second goal and taking a 2-goal lead at halftime will be in for a big second 45 minutes, because they will believe just one more goal and everything looks open again. So Barcelona just need that one more goal, as the doc said earlier, just to bring everything back to how it was at the beginning of the game. We need that 4-goal lead.
Okay, let's see if Barcelona will be able to contain this counter against Borussia Dortmund. The returns not really come to party for them the way they will have wanted in this one. And yes, still Barcelona in possession of the ball there. Returns it to Kibasi. Kibasi has seen a lot of ball for Barcelona and finds Rafinha on the ball there. Rafinha with the ball tries to beat Atten, gets himself into the box there, but took a wicked deflection of Atten and is going to roll out for a corner kick to Barcelona. Oh, that was on Sule who got a needed touch on that ball right there.
Okay, so I was just going to put this in that it appears like Dortmund is doing a lot of attacking, but Barca is still in charge of the ball. 62% possession for Barcelona and 38% for Dortmund so far. So Barca still has the ball. Barca has made a lot more passes compared to Dortmund. 133 passes to Barca, 73 to Dortmund. And if you look at the chances they had, Dortmund has got all the 3 chances, and the total shots 7 against 0 against Barca. So in terms of attack, in terms of shots, yes, Dortmund, but in terms of holding and keeping the ball, I think Barca is still controlling the ball.
Okay, going straight to the starting 11 in the other game, where it's the 1-0 advantage. PSG right now. Hakimi with the only goal in the early stage of that encounter. And looking at Aston Villa starting 11, Emiliano Martinez is the goalkeeper in what looks like a 4-2-3-1 formation for Unai Emery and his boys there. Martinez, like I said, is the goalkeeper. Martin Cash starting on the right back position. Luis Digny, the French international, starting as a left back. Paul Kubasi and Konsa are the both the centre backs in this encounter. On the base of the midfield, Konsa and Pau Torres. In the base of midfield is Onana and Kamara. While up front in midfield we have the captain there, Magnin, Telemans and Rojas. Up front is a Loma striker, Marcus Rashford, who is on loan from Manchester United. On the side of PSG, Donnarumma is the goalkeeper in the 4-3-3 formation for PSG in this one. Luis Enrique, the manager, starts with a 4-3-3 formation. Hakimi, the goal scorer, is the right back. Nuno Mendes, the impressive Nuno Mendes, the impressive Portuguese defender, is the left back. While in the heart of the center defense is Marquinhos, who is back in the starting 11, and Pacho, both pairing together. In midfield, the flattery of Fabian Ruiz, Vitinha, and João Neves. Up front is Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, and Bracola for PSG in that encounter. Still PSG leading 1-0 away from home in that encounter, and the matching coast is looking like it's clear for them to make themselves in, or to put themselves through to the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. And still a game to play in that one between Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund, with Borussia Dortmund looking to attack right now and see if they can get a goal of their own. Karim Adeyemi has been a thorn in the flesh for Barcelona in this encounter, taking Jusconde in and out in this game. Still Karim Adeyemi, the German international, drops his back into the midfield. A chance for Borussia Dortmund, but Paul Kubasi will rise highest to get onto that. Right there is Borussia Dortmund still coming out. Couto with the ball there, holds onto it as Rafinha to beat, but chose to return it into the midfield. Finds Nimcha. He has a ball being thrown into the box there, but Szczesny will gather this comfortably without causing a penalty in that moment. We're straight into the 4th minute of that encounter. Borussia Dortmund 1, Barcelona 0. Dolapo, how comfortable have you been with this Barcelona play?
Well, I think on the scale of 10, I'll have to say 6.5 right now, because I feel like this game looks like, though Barcelona still looks like the main team that will go into the semi-final for now, but I think we just need to know it's a game of football and anything is possible. So I feel Barcelona just needs to be they need to be careful and try and just get a goal. We just need to be on the score sheet as soon as possible to keep everything open. Because if Borussia Dortmund get a second goal right now and Barcelona decide, okay, let's go for the goal, and we don't get the goal and Dortmund get a third, that will be a huge big risk to take. So right now, I think it still looks quite okay for Barcelona. But let's see how it goes.
And talking about upset, I think you guys are used to upsets in the UEFA Champions League.
Well, I think we are used
lot
to.
of
We've
upsets.
seen Roma. It has happened.
Roma,
against
yes,
Roma.
Roma. It has happened against Liverpool.
Frankfurt
Liverpool also, right?
Yes, Liverpool also.
And
So I
also
feel like-
PSG.
yeah, no, PSG. Yes, it happened. So I think we've learnt our mistake, and the good thing is we kept a clean sheet in the first leg. So I think that would be a good add-on for us.
Okay, Barcelona, we attack right now. Lamine Yamal on the ball there for Barcelona right there in the 25th minute, and sends it back into the midfield where he finds Femi Lopez, who is deputizing for the injured Dani Olmo. A cross into the box there, still Barcelona there, but Borussia Dortmund, Nicolas Sule will get hold of that there, and it's going to, that was an infringement call against Frank de Jong there, and it's going to be a free kick to Borussia Dortmund in that moment. So still to the 25th minute, you can see Borussia Dortmund having the belief and the mentality that they can stage a comeback in this one. Can they complete it? And it's 1 out of 4 already. Back, it's a free kick there to Borussia Dortmund, and is the defender there, Benny will be taking that, and it's the second goal for PSG in that one against Aston Villa. Nuno Mendes completing scoring in the first leg, and also gets one in the return leg against Aston Villa. So it's looking, as it stands right now, it's a done and dusted game.
It sounds
in that
like
game.
the Spider-Man story. No way back.
There's no way back for Aston Villa.
No way back.
Even when they play that, so when they
No
play that
way
this PSG at the France, Prince Stadium, it wasn't this bad. I think
They
first
were
half
just
was
lucky.
1-0.
They were lucky PSG weren't getting the goals. You know, when you play a very good attacking side, sometimes they don't get the goal. And then you think that
There's a chance for Barcelona.
actually have a feeling that,
Will that beat? Oh no!
What's this
He actually pushed it so wide there. what a chance for Barcelona there, but Femi Lopez drove it wide, but there was an offside call against him there. These are the kind of chances you expect Barcelona to take advantage of. I think yes, probably Lamine Yamal was the better option, and there was no need for that one from Lewandowski, and just put it on the part of Femi Lopez, who couldn't get the connection with the post very well there when stagnating. But advantage on Borussia Dortmund as the fourth official there, the linesman, came to their aid and said that Femi Lopez was actually rooted in the offside position. And Guirassy will attack right now and finds his teammate in the middle of the park. There is he's Borussia Dortmund looking to attack. Guirassy be center line there, but Jules Koundé actually got the last kick on that. But the French international is currently on the top there. Looks like there was a bit of kick right there from the Guinean striker there. But it's still 1-0 right there. Barcelona trailing right there at the Iduna Stadium in Germany. Then you can see the fans. Like I said, when this game was going to start, yes, they have what it takes to be the 12th man for their team, and they've been so noisy since the start of this encounter. But that shouldn't scare the Barcelona players. I think they are so familiar playing in this kind of situation.
Of course, these are professional players. Quite a number of them are young, but even at that, they have experience in various kinds of league, La Liga, the Copa, the Super Copa. They played in Saudi, they played in Europe, they played pre-seasons in America, they played pre-seasons in Europe and Asia. So these guys are used to noise, they are used to all these distractions. But you can't actually take it off from distracting the referees. The noise and the influences of the crowd can go a long way to sway the judgment of the referees. So in calls that should have been left uncalled, or situations that should have just been left neutral, the referee will be pushed to take a decision because of the noise from the fans, and that happens a lot. For example, if that was at Barca ground, it wouldn't be a foul. But right there, you can expect a big shout from the fans.
And they give it.
And then the referee will think about it. And then they will give the call. And now it's a free kick against Barca at a very dangerous position, just at the edge of the 18 box. And Barca has to defend this. And let's not forget that Dortmund has quite a number of tall players, especially their CBs. You have Sule there in the central back as well. Very tall player who can use their heads a lot. You have some other players around there. Guirassy is also one that does well with the head. So the tall guys in Barca have to stand well for this. Kubasi, Lewandowski, Araujo, they have to come to play. And Barca doesn't have a lot of tall players. Yeah. That's the challenge with that. And that's wow, that was a save. That was a super save by Chesney. If not for the he would have been an offside anyway.
I think Bilia should have been doing better there. Bia was in a better position to direct his header there, but straight out of Barcelona.
It would likely have been an offside call.
Yeah, not likely have been an offside call against him there.
Didn't even get that.
And the way Barcelona keeps on losing this ball in the middle of the park, is actually, you can see the frustration on the face of the Barcelona fans, and they are losing the ball so easy in dangerous positions. Here's going to be a free kick call for Barcelona, and it's Jules Koundé who is standing on this there. The Frenchman will be taking a long one here, switches on across the field there and sends it back onto the path of Gerard Martin there, and the young Spanish international, if I'm not mistaken, there. So standing straight, and he's Rafinha going straight and goal there, and still dragging onto the ball there, but still holds onto it. But Borussia Dortmund we gather that comfortably, and you can see the kind of animal Niklas and Sule is there, winning the ball back for Barcelona. And is Barcelona winning the ball back, but the referee says there was an infringement there, and it's going to be a free kick against Barcelona. We've seen 30 minutes of football, half an hour of football at the Iduna Stadium, and it's still Borussia Dortmund leading Barcelona 1-0 there.
Rafinha should have done a lot better than that. Rafinha had all the space and decided to take the ball to Sule. He had all the space. He could maneuver himself around that place, but I think he wrongly killed the ball the first or second time, and then he went closer to Sule.
Okay, yes, that is how it stands. The only goal in that game also in the 11th minute when Guirassy tucked in his penalty in that encounter. That is the only goal we've seen in this game at the Iduna Stadium. Barcelona 0, Borussia Dortmund 1. Barcelona chasing this account and looking to stage a comeback in this one. Straight onto the part of Lamine Yamal. Yamal out onto the ball there. Sends a cheeky cross into the box there. Still Barcelona in possession of the ball. And referee allows plays to continue. That is Robert Lewandowski on the ball there. Returns it and Gerard Martin there. And yes, still Barcelona. Gavi will hold on to the ball for Barcelona and chose to go back to Gerard Martin, who will likely look to send the cross here. Barcelona in the box there. Big chance for it. Rafinha.
Play it first time. Why pass the ball?
What was he doing there? The second touch wasn't needed. After that 1-2 with Robert Lewandowski, I would have expected him, to take a strike there. And that game between Aston Villa and PSG is Aston Villa who has pulled one back in that encounter, and probably it's not a done and dusted game right there at Villa Park. Right now they are trailing 2-1 against PSG, and that is one thing PSG needs. Yeah, I said they are trailing 2-1 right. Aggregate to be 5-2. There's still everything to play in that one. I think that is where PSG needs to work on conceding unnecessary goals. They need to work on how to maintain clean sheets if they actually want to make it through to the final of this UEFA Champions League.
I wouldn't quite agree with you saying conceding unnecessary goals, because both teams come into the game to play and win. If PSG could score 2 goals, it wouldn't be out of place for Aston Villa to also score 1 goal. So it's not about PSG considering the goal. It is about Aston Villa going out of their way to make sure they score. And let's remember that Aston Villa should have an advantage here. They're at home.
And that goal was scored by the Belgian, Yuri Telemans. He put that into the back of the net for Aston Villa. They're staging a comeback in that one. 3 more goals is what they need against PSG. And like the doc said, anything can happen in football. Let's see if they can complete that comeback in that one. The 33rd minute in this one, approaching the 34th minute in that game between Borussia Dortmund and Barcelona. Still not really much to report about that game, but it's Barcelona attacking right now. Araujo with a long one there. Grassi gets it onto that here. Almost a chance for PSG, for Borussia Dortmund, but almost doesn't do it in a game of football. Barcelona will look to attack right now against Borussia Dortmund. Into the middle of the park is Jules Koundé on the ball there. Returns it back and finds the captain, Ronald Araujo. Araujo will hold on to the ball for Barcelona. Finds the centre back Pierre Palkibasi, who looks inward into midfield. Finds the young enterprising Gavi, if I'm not mistaken there. Frankie de Jong, sorry. Yes, Barcelona still in the ball there. Rafinha holds on to it for Barcelona, and outside the pass there finds this midfielder. Yes, still Barcelona returns it back. That's Palkibasi on the ball there and returns it. Finds Jules Koundé. Koundé holds on to it for Barcelona. Looks inward into midfield. Yes, Barcelona attacking right now, and that was a tackle of Femi Lopez, and the referee says that was an infringement on the Spanish international, and it's going to be a free kick to Barcelona. That was Bessie Baini going into that tackle, going hard on the young Femi Lopez. There is a free kick advantage Barcelona, but it's far off from the Borussia Dortmund box there. It's rooted there in the Barcelona's half, and it's just going there. We're standing on this, takes a short pass there, and yes, still Barcelona who are enjoying the better share of possession, and gradually they're growing into controlling and dominating this encounter, but they're losing the ball in the middle of the park rather so easily. And yes, Borussia Dortmund, the referee says that's going to be a free kick, and De Jong has gone into the books of the referee. That is the first yellow card on this encounter, and it goes to the Netherlands man there, Frank De Jong, for that tackle on the young Mincha in the middle of the park. And yeah, you say that wasn't good.
Yeah, because we can't afford to lose the young in the final stages of the tournament. The young is actually, Frankie de Jong is very vital to the team at this point of the tournament. So Barca qualify for semi-finals. But with his yellow card once he secures another yellow card, he's not going to play the next match.
Right. You know what? You know what's actually really a bit funny to me about Frank de Jong. I can remember 2 seasons ago when Barcelona fans actually wanted this guy out of Barcelona.
Even last season, early this summer.
Yeah. Last season he wasn't up to it at all. Even early this season, he had to take the young man, I think the 17-year-old. No, Bernard. The guy
Bernard.
He had to take Bernard to have an injury.
Yeah, before he could.
For De Jong to have a chance, because already putting him on sale because Barca wanted the money and De Jong was not up to it. It wasn't giving Barca his best. It wasn't meeting up with the speed of the team. Even now when he plays, Casado is still much preferred to him because Casado is faster at moving the ball forward. De Jong is going to dance around. He's going to turn and turn, and opponents can catch you there. It's a very dangerous place. But Casado will move the ball quickly and get it off. And that's the advantage of the young man. But De Jong, Frankie De Jong, has better experience and he has a grip too. He also has the pace. And at this point in time, the team is already gelled around him in the midfield. So if he gets the team to semi-finals, you don't want to lose him.
Yeah.
Either at the semi-final stages or in the
He
final
has a chance for a
stages.
second goal there. He's on Karim Adeyemi, but took a one touch back there. And the goalkeeper there Chesney into the rescue for Barcelona, but still still Borussia Dortmund in possession of the ball and into the box there. The Barcelona defenders needs to be careful not to concede another penalty against this Borussia Dortmund. Karim Adeyemi on the ball there, tries to space himself up for a shot there, but easily deflected off there by the Barcelona players. Beautiful ball there. Yes, Barcelona looking to attack against Borussia Dortmund. Sends it wide there. He has a chance for Barcelona to attack. Also onto the ball there is the top man striker there, which actually reduces the potency of the ball there. And yes, still Barcelona in the middle. Gavi on the ball there for Barcelona and sends it into the part of his fellow teammate there. Yes, Barcelona returns it back to Park Kubasi. Kubasi looks forward there. And yes, Gavi going on the solo run there, tries to drop a pass inward there, but easily deflected. Why is Pedri not starting tonight? Is he injured?
No, I think it's just a rest. They need that
Oh,
rest.
he's on the bench for Barcelona. Okay, yeah, he's on Barcelona. We've not really even seen much from Lamine Yamal's win
he's
in
off
this
because
encounter. He
the
has really
midfield
been
has
off
not
in
really
this game.
The midfield has not really been up to the task so far in this game.
It has been a quiet
Gavi
game
and
for
Fermin
him.
Lopez, those passes you will get to see from Pedri, I think they've not really been given those passes. And even Rafinha also, you would say you've not really seen more of Rafinha in this game.
Rafinha has got passes in this game. Rafinha has not been delivered.
Finishing- the
passes
finishing
have
has
not
been
really
poor.
been like the normal typical one. It has to be a pass and he has to run after to chase. Not like the passes Pedri will give you whereby he's coming to meet you. There's a different Pedri's space has really been open in this Barcelona midfield a lot. And I think Gavi has come in to replace him, but I've not really seen Gavi
That's
up to the
another
task yet.
Rafinha move.
I think I would have moved
He's
there,
had
but
about 4 or
Athens.
5 moves like that.
But this time that is
He keeps
Sule.
smuggling
Sule keeps on
there's something
having a good
about
check on
Rafinha.
Rafinha.
Rafinha, sometimes he doesn't just come to the party early enough. It
That's
just
true though.
just makes errors of decisions. Look at the decisions.
But will he be a worthy Ballon d'Or winner?
I doubt it.
Well, to me.
I actually prefer Pedro winning this Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
Lamine
Barcelona,
Yamal.
oh,
No,
Honestly, I'm going to
Pedri
prefer
will-
I
Lamine.
think I
Pedri.
if Barcelona wins the Champions League and
Pedri
the
decided
La
to.
Liga, I'll sit on Pedro winning
Yeah.
the Ballon d'Or. And yes, that Barcelona with the ball there, because that young man dictates the tempo of Barcelona play from
Yeah.
the middle of the park whenever he's fit. And he's a player I'll hardly see, go out. He gives a bad game for Barcelona. He hardly
And
gives a bad game.
distribute.
And
What's
that
this?
is a chance for Barcelona.
Koundé.
How did that end up in the hands of Kobel? Koundé just needed a touch, a touch on that ball there, but Kobel handled that comfortably. And he's always a hard man to beat. He's always a hard nut to crack against opponents. And yeah, he's Borussia Dortmund coming out there. Sule the hard work there. Also to the ball there, but this time around it's going to be a throw-in. Surprisingly to Borussia Dortmund, as the referee said.
Surprisingly.
The earlier one wasn't
I think the
deemed
last touch
to
was
be
from Gavi,
a
yeah.
throw-in, but this time around it's a
Ball
throw-in
actually
to Borussia
crossed the line
Dortmund.
the
Sends it
first time.
straight into the parts of Guirassy. Here's a Barcelona winning the ball back there, and that's
What was
what happened there. Is that a throw-in to be retaken there? I think it looks like the throwing will be retaken in that moment. And you can see the fans there really have the belief of supporting and giving their fans their team all the needed support to stage out this unthinkable comeback against Barcelona. They won into this game. 3 more is what they needed against Barcelona. But I think they've done their homework very well, keeping Barcelona at bay for the first 40 minutes of this encounter.
I think they've done a good job. However, I think the Barca forward, especially Rafinha, has missed and has not taken good advantage of the opportunities he's had. He's had 2 or 3 opportunities to actually create something. And then look at Fermin Lopez. Of course, that was an offside. But why should Lewandowski give the ball to somebody out of position as against someone who could have been in a better position? So the fault of Barca not putting something behind the lines here is actually due to the attack not doing their duty well enough, not the Dortmund players stopping them. Because if Lewandowski has placed that ball in a good position for Lamine Yamal, it will have been Lamine 1-on-1, 1v1 with the goalkeeper. And of course, anything can happen when that's, that will have changed the result of the goal line right now. So it's not much of the Dortmund players. It's more of the attack line of Barca not living up to expectation, and the midfield is not gelling, it's not functioning. They're not pushing.
What an elbow to the neck there from Baini. I think he needs to be very much careful in this game. We've seen some questionable fouls there from Baini in this encounter. Rami
that was number
Baini.
two.
That should have been a yellow card
That should have been a
to
yellow card. That was
Rami
the second major
Baini there.
offense.
Yes, like you rightly picked out there, that was the second major offense from him there. I think probably the third one will be leading straight into a yellow card for the left back. Yes, so Barcelona coming forward there to attack in this one. We're straight into the 42nd minute of this encounter. 3 more minutes to go in this first half of this encounter. Borussia Dortmund are still leading by a lone goal in this encounter. It's going to be a throw in there to Barcelona. Can they stage a comeback in this one? Can they get that equalizer before the end of this first half? Anything can happen in a game of football. It's not over until it's over. Still have about 50 more minutes out to play in this one. Barcelona are looking to march straight into the semi-finals of the 2024-2025 UEFA Champions League. Yes, Barcelona in the box there. Is that going to be it? No, the referee says that was a fair challenge on the Barcelona player Femi Lopez. Robert Lewandowski in the box there, and it's going to be advantage. Borussia Dortmund will be taking off from. Oh, I think Baini there again. I think no, that's not a penalty. That looks like a soft touch on me there, to me there. Here's Borussia Dortmund coming out there. Kuto on the ball there, drops it to Guirassy. Guirassy sends a beer out straight on goal. And here's a chance for Borussia Dortmund to get the second goal with this beat. Oh, another wasted effort there from Borussia Dortmund. And Beer should be doing better there, but the referee says no, it's not offside. He moved.
Watch the ball.
No, that's not. That's not off. That's not off. That's Araujo was there. So that's not off. Is it Koundé? Yeah, that's Koundé in the middle of the park there. So it's not an offside call. And yes, that was a beautiful chance of Borussia Dortmund, but couldn't take good advantage of it as we are getting straight into the 44th minute of this encounter. But advantage of Borussia Dortmund from the corner kick situation there. And here is that young man there, Silverson, will be starting on that corner kick and duties. Silverson looking to send an in-swinger into the box there, sends it straight into the box with this great chance for a second goal. Yes, still Borussia advantage, but Barcelona getting the last head onto that. Referee last place to continue, and that is going to be another corner kick for Borussia Dortmund in the 44th minute. But there's a young man down there, and there's the younger Paul Kibasi who is currently on the top. And I think the medicals will actually be on the pitch to attend to the young Spanish international. Is that not undeniable there in the box? Oh, I think he felt awkwardly on him there. It's another corner kick there to Borussia Dortmund. Yeah, in the 44th minute, Barcelona has another defensive duty to do against this Borussia Dortmund. And yeah, he's a corner kick there. And there's that man there, Grubb, who will be standing on this. The Swedish international will be sending an in-swinger into the Barcelona box and quickly checking. But Barcelona defended the lines there, but into the parts of Adeyemi. Karim Adeyemi turning beautifully well, finds himself in the box, but still holds onto the ball, has 3 Barcelona players around him, and goes for the corner. But this time around, it went off wide the goal post, and that is going to be a goal kick out to Barcelona. It's half time right there at the Villa Park. And as well, Aston Villa, the upside, who are trading 2-1 against PSG in that encounter. Yes, it's not a goal kick. Is that a goal kick or a corner kick?
It's actually a goal kick.
It's a goal kick. Oh,
but he needs to hurry things up and remove the extra ball from the field. So down the back, down the defensive now. Okay, so Barca is still here, struggling to keep the scoreline tidy. And it doesn't look bad at 1-0 at the end of the first half. As long as they don't score the second one first, it's still healthy enough. But should Dortmund score a second before Barca scores a goal, it becomes more dangerous. And if Barca is going to win this trophy, they need to do better than just come from defensive positions like this, because they're going to face much stronger teams than this, and it may not be this easy at the next encounter, especially if they have to face an Inter or a Bayern Munich. It's not going to be this funny.
You can see the Barcelona players, especially Lamine Yamal, complaining that should have been a corner kick to Barcelona. It seems that the referee has been having issues with some of his calls in this encounter. Now talking about that Italian referee there, Maurizio Marini, who is the center referee in this encounter. Some of his calls has been questionable in this encounter. Let's see straight into the 45th minute. It's about 2 minutes additional time in this encounter. So we still have 2 more minutes to play in this game for Borussia Dortmund to take a slim lead into the halftime break. Bial with the ball there, and he has the young what's he called Gerard Martin to be there. Still holds on to the ball, and the end product has always let him out in this encounter. Barcelona will hold on to the ball right now and look to initiate an attack of their own, but easily dispossessed of the ball. There is a throw into Barcelona, and you have to give to that young man Paul Kubasi at the age of 18. The experience he has, the way he goes into his tackles, the way he clears the ball, clinically and clean to take the ball off is something that you wouldn't really expect from an 18 years old player. Yes, Barcelona looking to attack right now. And might just be a chance for a last piece of attack from the Barcelona side in this encounter. Rafinha on the ball there, returns it into the middle of the park. You ask yourself, what is Robert Lewandowski mostly doing when he, actually falls to the right wing? Because you expect him to be in the center and waiting for the ball from the Barcelona players. Yes, Barcelona attacking, but went straight into the walls.
That's actually because the ball is not coming to the center. The Germans are moving mostly from the right flank. You will observe that they've done about 70% of the work from the right flank. They do about 20% from the other side. They barely go through the center. So the ball comes around here. So Lewandowski has to shift towards the left flank of Barca and then support Rafinha, while Rafinha doubles with Gerard Martin in defending. So our the half has ended, so we can go and take a little break.
All right, that will end the 45 minutes right there at the Signal Iduna Park. It's a 1-0 Borussia Dortmund advantage at the end of first half. But that doesn't really sit well on the paper because Barcelona still take advantage when it comes to aggregate. 4-1, it currently sits at aggregate. But at halftime here at the Signal Iduna Park, is Borussia Dortmund 1, Barcelona 0. And halftime also at that game between Aston Villa and PSG at the Villa Park. It's Aston Villa, the home side, who are trailing 1-2 against PSG in that encounter. Well, guys, we've seen the first 45 minutes in both encounters. But starting with the four-game match, the Barcelona Borussia Dortmund game. Yes, the first goal came in the 11th minute from that man. Yes, the usual suspect, Sergio Guirassy, for his 10th goal in the UEFA Champions League. A beautiful cheeky penalty against Szczesny. What do you think that was a worthy penalty call given to Borussia Dortmund?
Yes. On a good day, it's a penalty because we had to see the way Szczesny came out and he missed the ball and got Guirassy leg. So it's a penalty and Guirassy did so well in converting that. Good one for Borussia Dortmund, leading 1-0 at halftime. It's a game of football. At least right now their fans will have something to share about. At least they are not losing in their home. And Barcelona, they really needs to come into the party real soon because this Borussia Dortmund team, you can't write them off, and anything can happen. So getting a second goal before the 60th minute might just open this game up. And who says Barcelona can't throw away this lead? Anything can happen in football. It has happened before, but I doubt if that will happen here. Because the likes of Pedri, Eric Garcia, once they come into the party, the midfield will look so much more compact and better.
Okay, and the dog, yes, we're talking about the midfield. Frank de Jong is on yellow card, and Gavi, and that pairing doesn't really look so solid for Barcelona in this encounter.
Yeah, Gavi and De Jong will do better with the Pedri in front. You need to have a more flexible playmaker playing with them than a Fermin Lopez. Fermin Lopez is a more rigid player. He has just one target. He's more of a support striker than a 10. He doesn't actually play the playmaker job. He just wants to get the ball into the net or not even create final passes. You could see the way he positions himself, running ahead behind the defense line, facing the goalkeeper quite a number of times. That actually tells you where his interest is. And if you have such a person playing in the midfield with a Frankie de Jong and a Gavira, who are both supposed to be sitters and holding midfielders, then there will be a vacuum right in front of them. So what that vacuum is going to be a starting point and a good play area for the opponent. And that's what Dortmund has been doing. So they actually take the ball from that area and push it down the flanks or the other side. And that's why they've had so much advantage. If you have a Pedri there in that position, or a natural thing like a Dani Olmo, they're going to occupy that position more efficiently. And once you have a body in that place that understands movement, they need to readjust themselves. So instead of coming to move the ball from their pivot, they're going to have to go from their flanks, number 2, number 7, or number 3, number 11, rather than do number 5, 6, and then come to 4, and then from 4 they start distributing. So, and that gap is actually punishing Barca right now. So that formation is not working well.
Okay, that walks straight to you. Looking at the Barcelona bench here, you've talked about Pedri probably coming on in the early stages of the second half. Dani Olmo is also back in the mix of the selection. Do you think it's another risk to bring Dani Olmo into this game?
Well, looking at his injury records, I think there is no much need for Dani Olmo in this game, because I think it still looks safe. Everything still looks like it's in Barcelona, and it's like Barcelona still have the lion's share of qualifying. So I think the Dani Olmo can still be. You can put him on the bench. You have a cup final against Madrid coming up on the 26th of this month, so you will surely want him fit. So probably you just bring in a Pedri and Eric Garcia, just to add more stability to the defensive, to the midfield, and I think Barcelona is good to go. That's just what they need.
Yeah, so I agree with that. Rushing Dani Olmo in might not be good enough for Barca's big plan, but he can come in and get a few minutes, 10 minutes to the end of the game, just for him to get back into play, get some action. Pedri, of course, we know he's already used to the game, and bringing in Eric Garcia will help to relieve some pressure off De Jong, who is already on a card.
Yellow card, yeah.
Frankie De Jong is already on a yellow card, which is dangerous. Barca can't afford to have a red card in such an encounter. So Eric Garcia might need to come in for Frankie De Jong, while Gavi might step back a bit. Then bring in somebody who can sit. Dani Olmo is not the right person. Pedri, maybe at 68th minute at the hour mark, Pedri can come in for that. And Olmo can come in later in the game and get some minutes. And then maybe later Ansu Fati may also come in and get a few minutes, because he's going to be on sale. We need to increase his value so that we can get some good money off him. He has agreed to leave Barca, by the way. And he actually met the board yesterday, Monday, and he discussed with them and expressed his decision, his opinion that he's ready to leave the club. So the club does not want to terminate his contract. They will rather have him get another job and let them, pay him off. Buy him off rather than terminate his contract.
Okay, looking at Borussia Dortmund side in the second half, we can talk about Borussia Dortmund without talking about the impressive goalkeeper Kobel. Just like the first leg, unfortunately he conceded 4 goals in the in the first leg of that encounter. Though an impressive performance from him in that encounter, but tonight for the whole of the first half he hasn't conceded a goal, and he has kept himself in good light for his team. Twice we've seen him rush all out to deny Barcelona a chance at goal in this encounter, and I think he's one of the most important players for Borussia Dortmund.
Sure, he saved them a lot the first time. That game could have ended 8-0 or 9-0 or double digits, but Kobel was all over the place. He had hands just like Courtois on his good day, but there will be no defensive goalkeeper if the team is not defending him or covering him up, and that's what happened. That's why he was able to lose those 4 goals in the first leg. Kobel is still as strong as he used to be. He's still as firm, as strong, and he can actually hold his line. But Barca needs to go beyond just that and get goals into that net.
Again, talking about one man who has really been full of running and impressive in this Borussia Dortmund side, it has to be Karim Adeyemi. In the first leg, yes, he was hooked off at halftime, but tonight I think he'll be getting up to 70 minutes game time tonight. In the first leg, it wasn't really a great game for him in the first half, but tonight he has enjoyed a good run against Jules Koundé.
Yeah. I think when you play at home against your home fans, and with the way the stadium looks on Park, it looks filled up with Borussia Dortmund supporters as expected. So you will see them sharing you up, and you want to give your 100% whenever the ball gets to your leg. And the home fans has really come into the party and has really helped them boost their morale. I think for me, FC Barcelona, the only good thing they just had to do was getting a 4-0 victory in the first leg. I think that has really kept this game still open for FC Barcelona, because looking at it, it has been a 50-50 game so far. Let me say both teams have really come out, and Borussia Dortmund are doing so well in their home. It's just Barcelona, trying to know, okay, yes, if we can't defeat them, they must not get 4 goals past us. So that's why I feel Barcelona just have to play into, and I'm sure Hansi Flick will be telling them, this team are capable of doing and undo. We've seen it happen before. And who says it can happen? Barcelona themselves did it against PSG in 2015 or what year when we got a 5-1 victory. So who says a repeat can happen? So 2016. So I think they will be telling themselves right now. What we just have to do is, if we can't get a goal from them, don't let them get 4.
Okay, looking at the ball possession as it starts at halftime there, Borussia Dortmund having 43% of the ball possession, while Barcelona are at 57% of the ball possession. Total shot on target in the first half for Barcelona is 0. One shot from Barcelona in the first half. Really a disappointing first half for Barcelona.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Even if you look at the ratings at the end of the first half, the highest rated players in Barca were the defenders, Gerard Martin and Koundé, which tells a lot about the game. In fact, if you're going to rate anybody else, it's going to be Shetney. If not for the foul he committed, he will have been rated 8.0, 7 point something for the first half, because he made quite some saves. And what that means is they're taking like 10 shots and
7 on targets.
7 on target, and Barca has taken just 1 shot and it was off target. Not one from Lewandowski, not one from Rafinha. Rafinha had chances in the 18-yard. You know, I was just talking about Rafinha missing and bungling his chances. And then there was a good pass right after that time. Lewandowski placed the ball right in his path, and he was still passing. The next time he was still touching. Whatever happened to one touch shots? He never took any of those shots. Instead of taking shots, he was crossing to the wrong people. He had chances to take shots or even pass. He was lobbing the ball over the defense. To who? Left footer, spinning the ball from your in foot, from the left flank. Where are you expecting the ball to go? So it just went wayward. So Rafinha, for me, has performed so poorly. If I have to rate Rafinha in this game, it's 3/10 for him. You know, but I think Fabian Lopez has got a fair rating, and the defenders for Barca. On the other side is Karim Adeyemi with 7.0, and then Grob 7.1. You know, and that says a lot. That says a lot for me.
All right, looking at the game between Aston Villa and the PSG also. PSG had to, depend on their fullbacks in the second half for 2 goals in this game. Hakimi with the first goal, he's a right back, and also Nuno Mendes, a left back, with the second goal for PSG. But they couldn't keep a clean sheet in the first half as Yuri's Cinema deflected shot of Paco, who went straight into the back of the net and beat Donnarumma to his near post for Aston Villa's 1 goal in this encounter. As it sits, it's PSG leading 2-1 in that encounter. We've not really seen much from the attacking guys for PSG in this encounter. Not like the first leg when we saw Kvaratskhelia, doing the old magic for PSG.
But what if you actually saw the game well, the first goal scored by Hakimi was actually created by
Kvaratskhelia.
Kvaratskhelia, he created a chance,
and the second attack
and crossed the ball, and there was a striker that struck, and then the goalkeeper saved it, and the rebound was what Hakimi tapped in. And the second one was
from Dembele.
It was a cross. It was a score play from Dembele, and you see Mendes taking a shot, deflected also into the goal net. So the strikers were there. They've actually moved the ball into those positions, but they have wing backs, not side backs.
Yeah.
And those guys play wing back position. Hakimi plays wing back. Mendes.
And they overlap very well.
That's what they do. They actually play like wingers.
When PSG attacks, it's always a crazy affair because they have about 5 men, up front attacking
you have
your goal
4
post.
on the sides, and you have 1 in the center waiting in the 18-yard, and then you have others waiting to pick the pieces. Crumbs right there at the edge of the box. You're gonna have like 2 of them waiting.
And you have the players who are really, really good at striking the ball. Fabian Ruiz, the Spanish international, and Vitinha. Those are players that are always, happy to strike the ball whenever they have that opportunity. And it's João Neves, the young Portuguese young man who has really been running the magic for PSG in the middle of the park. Marcus Rashford, another, quiet night for him with Aston Villa.
Well, as expected, when you look at the way this Paris Saint-Germain team play, this is a team full of energy. They can, their wing backs, as the doc said, and you look at what's his name again? The likes of Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Barcola. These are guys that can run 90 minutes and still feel like
And they're still the Siri the way on the
on the
bench.
bench. And you look at their midfield, you have Vitinha, you have João Neves, you have Fabian Ruiz. To me, I feel like they have arguably the best midfield in Europe so far. This season, they've really come into the party so well. And so to the aspect of Marcus Rashford, when a certain João Neves is coming at you, Dembele is coming at you, and you have a Lucas Digne as a left back. Lucas Digne has a lot of defensive work to do. You will not want to leave overlap and
With
give Dembele and Kvaratskhelia the likes those spaces. So I think that's one thing that has really kept the likes
Rashford.
of Marcus Rashford off in this game, because there is a lot of work to do for them. If they want to get a play, they really need to track back, get the ball, and once you, as a striker, if you track back, the closest place for you is to change the pace of the game, and you are trying to send the ball back to your wing backs or your wingers. And when you are sending it there, you are having a Kvaratskhelia again who is ready to run on the ball, and the midfield, fantastic midfield Luis Enrique has. So I think it's a long night for him as expected. The only good thing I would just say, let's see how many chances he has and how many he can convert. That's just
Okay,
it.
let's see how many chances he can convert. Can he be clinical like this young man we've seen in this encounter between Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund? And that is Guirassy. Though the goal was from the penalty spot, but it's what he will actually humbly take. Yes, that is his 10th goal in the UEFA Champions League in the 2024-2025 season, with the top scorer being the Barcelona's quiet man tonight, Rafinha. He has 12 goals in the UEFA Champions League and is on course to win the top scorer in this year's UEFA Champions. One of the reasons why he had to talk in that Kubassi's
he had to apologize to
put that
Kubasi that look, bros, I'm a striker.
I want to win the Ballon
I'm
d'Or.
a striker. It's my job to score goals. So no vex. So
All right, yes, it's the start of proceedings in the second half from the Signal Iduna Park there in Germany. Is Borussia Dortmund, who are currently leading 1-0 against Barcelona. We have a big 45 minutes to come in the second half. Borussia Dortmund has to come all out in this one and get out with 3-minute goals against Barcelona in this encounter. And also from the Villa Park is the start of the second half. I mean, that's one between Aston Villa and Paris Saint-Germain. Both sides are yet to make a substitution in that game. And both managers will actually know each other right from the Spanish La Liga now to the UEFA Champions League. Unai Emery, a manager known for his defensive approach to game, and the manager like Luis Enrique, who is known for his attacking pattern of football. So it's a defensive meeting attack, but it looks like the attack is currently winning when you look at the aggregate scoreline in that encounter. So it's left to see how PSG will contain this encounter. Will they be getting more goals in the second half, or will it be Aston Villa doing the unthinkable? 3 goals is what they also need in this encounter. Barcelona looking coming out the brighter side in the second half of this encounter. Probably they really want to get hold of this game as early as possible and not allow Borussia Dortmund get a grab of this game. That one before I start running these commentaries. What are your expectations from Barcelona in the second half?
Well, I think Hansi Flick will probably have had those halftime talk with them and still be having a faith in these guys. I think there is 1 or 2 things he sees. Probably keep the game to the 60th minute before he start to make those substitutions, and good one for the guys. You just have to come into the likes of Femi Lopez and Gavi, Gerard Martin. Also, you are having this chance like this. You just have to prove to the manager that yes, even if the big guns are not available, you knows what it takes to put on the FC Barcelona jersey, and let's just see what they have to offer.
Let's
Everything still looks safe.
that's what they got to offer. There is a throw in there to Borussia Dortmund. Quickly taking there. Here is into the part of the striker there. You have to ask yourself, Guirassy coming into the middle of the park to win the ball there for Borussia Dortmund. Here's a chance for Borussia Dortmund to find the second goal. Straight to part of Karim Adeyemi, who has just gone there to beat. He approaches the box of Barcelona, strikes that straight and into the hands of the goalkeeper. Yesterday, chance for a second goal. Chesney with 2 chances to save there for Barcelona in quick succession, and it's still Borussia Dortmund holding onto the ball. And you have to look how clinical they are whenever they get into the box. They hardly get a shot off target. It strikes straight at the goalkeeper.
yeah, I think it's more of perfection when you get into the area. It comes from trainings. It comes from build up. Look at the first shot from Karim Adeyemi, straight to the goalkeeper. The second one, straight to the goalkeeper as well. What it means is, look, these guys are defined. clinical when they face the goal post. They've had 10 shots at goal, about 12 shots at goal now,
Yeah.
and 9 of them
nine on target.
has gone to the goalkeeper. He has made several saves, and from those 9, they have got 1.
Yes,
as a
gonna
goal,
kick that
and
to the
that's
second
another-
goal for
That's
BS
another
for Borussia Dortmund. And it's that young man there, Girassi, with the
That's
second
another
goal
goal.
for Borussia
That is
Dortmund.
danger for
And
Barca.
what a game! Immediately, 3 minutes into the second half, Girassi with his 11th goal in the UEFA Champions League 2024-2025 season, and it's well Borussia Dortmund who are gradually staging a massive comeback against Barcelona in this one. 2-0, they currently lead at the 48th minute. Who would have thought of this?
Yeah, no. So the other thing not working for Barca right now is the defense line. Araujo has
Macro.
not paired with Kubasi.
So well at all.
They haven't paired in this team since Araujo came back. They haven't played together
Look at Rafinha.
like a pair, and it's obvious right now that they are not gelling well. Organizing the defense has been a problem, and as it stands, Hansi Flick and his team needs to make some quick changes and bring in some players that can actually turn things around, or the present players like Rafinha need to wake up if they really want the Ballon d'Or or they want any of such trophies.
It's all going from
to
bad
me, it
to
looks
Barcelona
like
in the
some of them
counter.
are tired. And from the last game against Leganés, you could actually tell that they are actually tired. Some are fatigued, and then they have to do more than that if they're going to get something from this game. Because Barca has played Dortmund 7 times, they have never lost against Dortmund,
Yeah.
and this will be the 8th time.
This even looking like their first. This looking like to be their first loss this year.
They have not even lost the
Lost
game.
in
The
all
game we still have
competitions.
time, but this is Barcelona we're talking about.
Okay, that's all
They
good.
have
Right,
they have
right.
time on their side. Even Atletico Madrid with all their
Yeah.
defense couldn't do it.
So it's
So
all looking like going from bad to worse. So Barcelona right there at the Iduna Park as the Borussia Dortmund has doubled their lead in this game. 2 goals for that man Girassi. Yes, in the first leg, yeah, he didn't come to that game with his scary boots, but this time around in this second leg, he has put to behind the box or behind the Barcelona post in this encounter. Here is a chance for Barcelona to get one back in this game. He's still going from bad to worse. I don't know what's going through the head of Hansi Flick in this encounter right now, because the third goal before the 60th minute is really going to cause a lot of confusion.
In the 80th minute will cause a lot of confusion. Proud, that's only if Barcelona don't get a goal. So I think one thing Barcelona just need is get a goal. They really need to get a goal. What's this?
And do you think they're going to get that goal?
Not with the way they are playing. So
Yeah, straight onto the part of Ronald Araujo there in the middle of the park is Barcelona are looking to get one back in this encounter, and surprisingly Aston Villa has equalized in that game against PSG. Is now 2-2 in that encounter. Barcelona are still looking for their own first goal in this encounter. Lamine Yamal with the ball there, strikes across goal. Well, disappointing one there from the
no, it was
17th.
deflected.
Yes, so there,
It's a corner
yes, it
kick.
took a wicked deflection there, and it's out for a corner kick out to Barcelona. Aston Villa are currently 2-2 in that game, and it's John McGinn who got Aston Villa back into that game against
that's
PSG.
a good one.
So
That-
now they
that
need 2
makes
more
it more
goals
interesting.
against PSG.
So Aston Villa is actually challenging PSG in that game. Should they get one more goal, PSG is going to start pissing in their pants, just like Barca is pissing in their pants right now. All Barca fans are on the front.
Straight into the hands of Kilbert there. Disappointed header there from the young Kubasi there. I think he should be doing better. It looks like he was almost a free header there for the young Spanish international. And yes, Borussia Dortmund who are growing in more confidence and more belief that yes, they can complete this work and overturn the 4-0 deficit in this one. 2 more goals is what they need in the next next 38 minutes of this encounter as they look to come out again. Sule with the ball in the middle of the park, lost possession. Barcelona will attack right there, and here he's straight into the part of Rafinha. Back in the middle of the park, Grasso with the ball there, lost possession in the middle of the park. Barcelona regains possession. Rafinha having a bad day in office for Barcelona, no doubt. And in the middle of the park is still Barcelona looking to attack with the ball there. Beautiful run of play there.
Who's that?
And here's
Young?
Barcelona straight into the part of Lamine Yamal. Yamal will hold on to the ball. As the aiming to beat, looks inward into midfield and finds his Barcelona teammates. Yes, still Barcelona back to Lamine Yamal and returns it back into the middle of the park to Femi Lopez. Femi Lopez looks upward there and finds a park Kubasi. Kubasi pass. It goes out wide. They finds Gerardo Martin. Martin has a Kunto to be there. Returns it into the middle of the park and finds Kubasi. Yeah, he's from Kubasi straight to his Barcelona teammate. Yes, Barcelona attacking. Looks like a chance for Barcelona. A real chance. It is a counter. And it's one back for Barcelona in this counter.
Much needed goal.
Oblak is not going to be chucked up on offside. What a goal from Femi Lopez. Cut the deficit and reduce the deficit to this one. Let's see if that is not going to be cancelled. Yes, that is Femi Lopez who chucked that up, but it looks more like it's yes, an ogo for Rami Bensi Biani who put that into the back of his own net. And you have to look at the way Barcelona came into this game. What was that left back looking? The space was just too much. He actually struck that into his back.
It was a good strike.
What was he thinking of there? Look at that, straight at his post. And there was nothing Kubel could do about that.
I think that's Bene Biasio.
Yes, that was Bensi Biani.
So well so far. He has not so well in this
No,
game.
but when you are in that position as a defender, you have no option. You need to touch, because if you don't, the opponent striker touches and then it goes in. So it's either you touch and you're lucky it doesn't go into the post, or you touch and you concede a goal, or you're hoping it will hit your goalkeeper. But you must make a contact at that point in time, otherwise
it's all going crazy right there at the Villa Park as Aston Villa has gone 3-2 up against PSG in that counter.
Wow,
what a game of football.
This is a night of
Villa
football.
Park. Yes, that's where you get to the UEFA Champions League. There's no minors when it gets to the knockout stage, and it's always a night of magic, and that looks like Aston Villa Park. The Villa Park is where that magic is going to happen. In the 57th minute, Ezri Konsa, the Aston Villa centre back, put that into the back of the net for Aston Villa as a lead in that game. 2 quick goals in the second half for Aston Villa. That is the way you respond.
That's remarkable.
In this kind of game.
No. But if you ask me, just like I said earlier, Aston Villa can spring up a surprise, and the kind of surprise that can change the tempo. With 3-2 now, should they get the next goal? That's 4-2.
And the good thing is
that's not where they're even.
The good thing has to be the goal Aston Villa got in the first leg. I think that really helped them. If Borussia Dortmund had also gotten a goal in the first leg against Barcelona, I think we would have been up for a big night. Because so far so good. I think the players on the pitch were still able to control the tempo of the game, believing we still have a 2-goal advantage. We still have a 2-goal advantage, 3-goal advantage, which we can keep to ourselves. Yeah. But look at the PSG game, 3-1. Coming into, you got 2 goals, and that was 5-1 or so. And I think maybe probably
it's
PSG,
now 5-3.
5-3. PSG would have had 5-4 now. PSG had a belief like maybe 5-4. Okay, yes, this game looks like it's done and dusted already. Whereas it's football.
Yeah, it's football, and those magics can really happen. You can't write out your opponent in a game of football like this. And it looks like that's going to be a free kick there to Borussia Dortmund. No, is it Borussia Dortmund was the free kick? Yes, that was Femi Lopez going straight into the legs of and the referee has given a free kick. Yes, Barcelona with the ball there and holding on to the ball, attacking right now. And as it stands on aggregate, it's 5-2. And back to it, Borussia Dortmund will be needing 3 goals against Barcelona. We can see Barcelona are preparing a substitution. I think it might just be Femi Lopez being withdrawn for Pedri.
Yeah, that's exactly what we expect. Femi Lopez
Gavi going off though.
Yeah, it could be Gavi, but I doubt if it will be Gavi, because Barca will need that defensive power of Gavi. But Gavi has not actually
been in this game.
He hasn't helped.
Will be Frankie de Jong being withdrawn with his yellow card?
I don't think so.
I doubt.
I don't think Frankie will come out this early.
Frankie would likely be substituted for what's his name again, Eric Garcia, if the coach decide.
Straight is coming to the hands of Kobel there. It's 1 hour of football right there at the Villa Park. It's 3-2. Aston Villa leading against PSG. At the Iduna Park also, it's Barcelona trailing 1-2 against the upside Borussia Dortmund. Will look to attack and get a third one in that encounter. Here's a chance for Borussia Dortmund. Paconto returns it back into the part of Bia, who finds Guirassy. And Guirassi's pattern of play, I think, is really causing a lot of confusion for the Barcelona centre backs. He's not staying put, into that ball. He comes out deep to win the ball for his team in this encounter. So he's up 2-1. Guirassy with 2 goals in this encounter, and also 1 goal for Bessi Benny, which was an own goal for Barcelona in this encounter. It's 2-1. Barcelona currently trails, and everything can stay happen. Let's see if they can stage that, complete that comeback in this one against Borussia Dortmund. 58 minutes done in that encounter.
Absolutely. I don't expect Barca to lose this match. Barca never came to lose this match. They've had 24 games unbeaten.
Beating, yeah.
They want that
And
to be
it's Gavi
25
out.
today.
It's
Gavi, yeah.
Gavi has been withdrawn for Pedri.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
what's a 1 hour football there for the young Gavi has been withdrawn, and is Pedri will be thrown into
I think
the
we're going to
encounter.
have a more balanced
Yeah,
midfield for
midfield
Barca now, because Pedri will play behind Fermin. Fermin Lopez can keep on pushing pressure
Yeah.
on the defense line, you
And I
know.
think we'll get to see more of Lamine Yamal coming into the game.
Exactly.
Okay, yes, that is the belief from the Barcelona fans. It's not to believe, and it's want for it to come to reality. But one thing about reality is right now is that Borussia Dortmund will attack against Barcelona with that beat. What a shot there! That's one inside netting.
fantastic
What
shot.
a beautiful shot!
Powerful
from
shot from
there.
there.
Without this time around, it's not going to strike into the back of the net. Look at that strike there. Took every power on it, but went side net. And I think Szczesny got that covered very
Must
well
have
there.
had some beer before Bear played that shot. That's
All right,
why
straight into the 60th minute of that encounter. Barcelona in possession of the ball. Just Kounde holds onto the ball. Karim Adeyemi, we have a touch on that, which means Barcelona will be having a throw-in in that encounter. We're straight into the 60th minute. 1 hour football right there at the Signal Iduna Park there. It's still Barcelona trailing to beautiful game of football we're having tonight in the UEFA Champions League, no doubt, which we've seen about that is 5 goals in that one between PSG and Aston Villa, and 3 goals here. We've seen 8 goals already tonight, and looks like we'll be seeing more goals in the second half of this encounter.
what's Lamine Yamal doing on this field since now?
All right,
Giving the ball
there.
too much to the
Barcelona
goalkeeper. And,
gaining possession.
See
Pedri with the ball there.
more ball
He looks
from
to
the
attack
midfield
with the
right
ball there. Chose to drops it straight into the path of his teammate. Barcelona in possession. Pedri
Pedri
in the
is
middle
here.
of
He's
the
going
park,
to dance
running
and
around
dance
there
and
with the
dance.
ball, and holds onto it and returns it, and still holds onto it and finds the young
Gerard Martin.
Gerard Martin with the ball there, who approaches the Borussia Dortmund box there, drops the pass to his teammate there, Rafinha, who continues having a bad night right there at the Signal
He should be
Iduna
substituted
Park there.
probably on
And
Ferran
let's
Torres.
see if Barcelona can complete this comeback. It's what the Barcelona fans very much see tonight. Yes, Barcelona in possession of the ball in the middle of the park. It looks like yes, there's been a turn of approaching this game for Barcelona. Currently, now they are dominating possession. The second half in that game between Aston Villa and PSG looks like it has really been an empty game for PSG in this encounter. They don't really know what has hit them in this game in this second half of this encounter. I won't be surprised. Yes, and we can see that substitution is a Brady Bacola, who has been withdrawn for the Serie A the way in that encounter. So let's see what the way we'll be bringing into that one for PSG. And that goal scored by Ezri Konza was assisted by Marcus Rashford in that encounter.
Rafinha!
I think there was a lack of communication within him and Lewandowski there, but he should be striking. He should be taking that shot.
That's exactly what we expect. Either take a shot or you go closer. You can drive in, but why give it to the opponent? He just gave it to the opponent. And that's what he's been doing all day.
Probably should be taking off. And
It's
let's
not-
see
it's
if
not his
Ferran
day.
Torres in this game.
We're already at the hour mark. Rafinha can leave the field and let somebody else play.
All right, straight into the 62nd minute, barely 28 more minutes to play in regulation
since
time in
Pedri
this
has
encounter.
come in- oh.
Here's a chance for Barcelona. Well,
that
that
for?
was a wrong
Deflected.
strike there. The flag is not. I don't think there was an
Fermin
deflection.
Lopez.
Fermin Lopez with a way full, shot there. But that time, this is not wasn't going to threaten the Borussia Dortmund defenders. Defenders there. Yes, Borussia Dortmund will coming all out against Barcelona right now, looking to get back into the mix of this, straight into the parts of his teammate there, Silverson. Silverson looks inward, finds Guirassy. Guirassy returns back to Silverson, and Silverson tries to play in Karim Adeyemi, but Szczesny came to the rescue right there. And I think there's a kind of pattern of play from the Borussia Dortmund manager. Try to play in Guirassy, comes deep to win the ball and sets out the likes of Bia and Karim Adeyemi, on the right spot for counter attack against Barcelona. So I think the Barcelona defenders needs to keep their eye on this, on rushing Bia and Karim Adeyemi's run in this encounter.
Absolutely, I agree with you, because to break the high line of
defense,
Barca,
yes.
you need to do some extraordinary things, and that's one of them. Let your hatchet man pretend like he's going into offside position, or come back into the midfield, and let the wingers actually take his position by attacking, and which is what they have been doing. They've been successful a number of times at that, and if they continue to do that, they continue to put what they do when they do that is to keep the central defenders of Barca actually in the back. they can't move forward because those guys are coming at them. So those ones can't join the attack, and then you are limited by 2 people. And then you also have the wing backs, who Gerard Martin and Koundé, who should actually be going all out to put attacking pressure on Dortmund. They can also move forward because the Dortmund players at the wings are coming in. Not again.
Almost almost been fumbled there by the goalkeeper there. But almost doesn't do it in a game of football. Yeah, he's Barcelona in possession of the ball. 64 minutes of football. Barely 26 more minutes to play in this encounter. Borussia Dortmund needs to do very much more to come back in this one. Barcelona in possession. And here's a chance for you. Wasted effort from Femi Lopez.
What's this?
I'll send that into the blue skies there.
Wow.
Right there. And here's a 2 substitution being prepared by Borussia Dortmund. And it looks like yes, only seeing Reina and Glittins being thrown.
Femi should stop lifting the ball. He puts the foot under the ball.
Encounter.
He should stop hitting the ball from under. He's been playing ball for so long. Why are you trying the roof? Why are you attempting the roof? You can play things like what Xavi what Pedri will play.
Probably they should take him off, and as you said, maybe Daniel Mo can just have a
let him have some 20 minutes.
Yes, let's just see.
Because Femi Lopez, as much as he got the assist for the first goal, which is consoling, he has been extremely waitful.
We can see both
what was that again? What was that again?
Are being thrown
what
into
is
this
that from
counter.
Lewandowski?
So that's what the 2 players will be bringing into this one for Borussia Dortmund. Duravine and Reina, 2 fantastic players on their own day. Barcelona will take on to the ball there. And a long one into the middle of the park. Still Barcelona in possession of the ball. Pedri there. Almost
Pedri is here.
Yes,
Pedri is here.
There with the ball in the middle of the park. Karim Adeyemi, we gather that. And here's a chance for Borussia Dortmund to attack against Barcelona. And here's still Borussia Dortmund in possession of the ball. A chance for a cross into the box there. And here's Paul Kunto with the ball there. That rolls out, and it's going to be a corner kick.
But that should have been a foul. A foul against Dortmund. There was a foul there that should have been called. What's the referee doing?
And Stevenson will be running to gather that on for Borussia Dortmund. And you can still see the Borussia Dortmund fans there still having a mentality of belief that yes, they can still complete this comeback against Barcelona. It's still early days in this encounter as we are straight into the 66 minutes here. We have about 24 more minutes to play in. That's why he crossed into the box there. The goalkeeper was almost in no man's land here. Here's the young Lami Yamal with the ball there. Has 2 to beat and beats very comfortably.
Sule will not allow that ball to go through.
But it was not how Sule was going to allow that time to go through him there. But still Barcelona who are in possession of the ball. And I think since Pedri came into this game, we've seen a new Barcelona approach in this encounter.
Yeah. No doubt about the level he has been this season. And just as you rightly said earlier on, if Barcelona gets to win the Champions League and the league, do the treble, I feel like it will be a big contender for the Ballon d'Or. And also looking at it, Spain is still very much in the what's it called again, the Nations League. Also, if they get to win that, I think it will be a big contender. He has been a big part of this Barcelona team, and he was highly missed in the first 60 minutes of this game before he came into the park. And we could see since he has come in, he has been dictating everything. The midfield looks back like yes, this Barcelona dictating the game.
Okay, as still Barcelona in possession of the ball. Pedri dictating the middle of the park for Barcelona. Yeah, he's always in a hurry to get the ball onto his feet. Always calling for the ball right there. Yes, still Barcelona in possession. Sends it into the middle. Here's an attack move for Barcelona. Finds Rafinha, who has been set and goal. Sends a cross into the box. Tries to feed in Robert Lewandowski, but that was a relatively weak touch there from the Brazilian. A cross back into the part of Barcelona, straight into the hands of Szczesny for Barcelona. We're straight into the 68th minute of that encounter, and also in that one between Aston Villa and the PSG. We're currently in the 71st minute of that game. So Aston Villa has about 19 more minutes to play in regulation time to turn this game over the head of PSG in that encounter. What a magic that would be if they complete that comeback and finally win this game.
All they need to do is score one goal. It becomes 4-2, and then they go into extra time. Well, if they get 4-2, they go into extra time. So
They can
Aston
they can
Villa,
still get 2 more goals in this game.
yeah, they can get 2 more goals, but just get extra time and create a chance for penalty, and anything can happen. So Aston Villa is pretty close to it. I think Dortmund is way further from it. Still a 3-goal deficit they need to upturn, and then get a winning goal. That's like scoring 4 more goals. Try to push it into extra time and into penalty kicks, and they need to do better than what they're doing if they're going to get that.
Okay, we can also see Aston Villa making their own substitution in that game. Michael Asensio was thrown into that game,
Wow.
and John McGinn being withdrawn, and also Amadou Onana being withdrawn in that game, and Jacob Ramsey thrown into that air counter. Let's see if they can complete that comeback.
I wonder why Asensio was not started in that kind of game. Why play McGinn when you have Asensio?
Yeah, but McGinn also got 1 goal for them.
Yeah,
One assist.
Asensio could have got 2 if he was in the game. But we know Asensio. We know what he can bring to the party.
And he has been at PSG also before. Familiar, I think, from PSG to Aston Villa.
Yeah,
So
he's actually on loan at Aston Villa
on
from
loan.
PSG.
Oh, wow.
Okay, yes, back to the Barcelona game. We are
I think
currently
we're about to
in
see two
the
substitutions.
78th minute of that encounter. 20 more minutes to play in that game. Let's see if Borussia Dortmund, can also stage a comeback in this one and complete their comeback against Barcelona. But it looks like it's pretty much gone just the same way the doc actually said. You can be trailing with about how many goals that? 3 goals. You're trailing by 3 goals in the 70th minute. But I think it's happening in the game of football. We've seen nights like this in the UEFA Champions League. Barcelona making their own substitution. Is that Eric Garcia?
Yes, Eric Garcia
Eric
and
Garcia has been
Ferran
thrown
Torres.
into that game. Ferran Torres also thrown into that one.
Lami Yamal
for
Femin
Barcelona.
out.
I think it's a deserved rest for Lami Yamal, because you could see him in this game. He hasn't really come to party at all.
I think he's tired, which is expected. He's a 17-year-old, and at a point in time, he get fatigued. This game will have been a good time to give him some necessary rest, but Barca didn't want to take chances, and they were hoping they could get early goals. But since the early goals didn't come, and Yamal has not been performing too, you could see him throwing wayward passes and trying to score, play directly into the hands of the goalkeeper and the opponent several times. So I think it was just a necessary decision to be taken out, and let's have a touch of new blood. Ferran Torres will play from the right flank, from the left, while Rafinha will return to his natural right position. Lewandowski remains in the center. Eric Garcia doubles in the holding position, pivot position, with Frankie de Jong, while Fermin Lopez, Fermin Lopez
is off.
Yes, Fermin Lopez, the wayward striker, has been taken off for Pedri. Pedri can now move to the position. Pedri can move forward and leave those two playing behind. So it's a much more balanced team right now.
All right, so 1 minute gone at the counter. Barcelona still chasing an equalizer against Borussia Dortmund, but it has really been an impressive performance from them in the second half, better than what we saw in the first half from Barcelona. Still 3-2 in that one between Aston Villa and PSG. That game is now in the 75th minute. The clock is fast winding down in that encounter. Aston Villa needs 1 more goal to equal this game against PSG. You can bank your money on that, as yes, Aston Villa getting the 4th goal against PSG in that encounter. And yes, back to that one that really matters, the Barcelona against Borussia Dortmund. Still Borussia Dortmund leading 2-1, and Borussia Dortmund also gradually growing into this encounter. But since the entrance of Pedri, it has really been a more impressive Barcelona side, and it looks like Rafinha is back to his favorite position now.
No, but I think recently Rafinha has developed the enjoyment. He has developed the appetite for playing a free role. He starts from the left, but he plays more in the center. So he seems to have been enjoying that more. It will be a bit difficult for him enjoying this part. As goalkeeper has a flicks there. Barca attacking. What do we have?
So Barcelona. Is that Rafinha again?
Yes.
Rafinha. And funny enough, at the end of the day, he's still going to get his goal in this encounter. It looks like you might just be the likely man to get Barcelona as an equalizer in this one. Should they want, or should they get a goal in this game? Yes, we're straight into the 73rd minute of that encounter. Still a much time to play in this one. About 17 more minutes to be played in this encounter between Barcelona and the Borussia Dortmund. But it's Barcelona who are looking straight or looking likely to march straight into the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. When anything can still happen, Guirassy be called into action. Barcelona regains possession, sends it back into the part of the Borussia Dortmund half, and that is going to be a throw-in. Or is it going to be a free kick against Barcelona? Let's see what the referee is going to call. Yes, looks like it was an infringement call by the referee right there. It's going to be a free kick. Reina on the ball there for Borussia Dortmund. You know, a lot of questions about Reina. I don't really know why he's not starting for Borussia Dortmund. A fantastic player, Gio Reina.
The ball made a contact with the referee.
Okay, yeah. Yes, I'm Karim Adeyemi being called into action there. Holds onto the ball, chose to go back into the middle of the park there, and finds out the own goal scorer there, Bessie Benny, where he turns it back into the part of his teammates. And they look to attack against Barcelona right now. In the mid out of the defense is Arten, who finds Guirassy with a beautiful pass there. And Guirassy returns back into the part of his teammate, but the ball finds its way back to the goalkeeper, Kobel. Kobel will send it back into the part of his teammates as they look to attack against Barcelona right now in this encounter. But it's still Barcelona throwing to PSG. Sorry, to I don't know about Borussia Dortmund there. Yes, Borussia Dortmund in possession of the ball against Barcelona. Arten on the ball there. Goes back to the goalkeeper and Kobel. Kobel will hold on to the ball for Borussia Dortmund. Still holds on to it and has about 2 Barcelona players on him, but chose to go for the long one. Tries to play in Guirassy, but couldn't get hold of the ball. Barcelona in possession, and there's a Barcelona player who is currently down, but referee allows players to continue. Advantage Barcelona. A long one there from Szczesny. Tries to play in Rafinha, but easily caught out there by the Borussia Dortmund defender there. Yes, still Borussia Dortmund in possession of the ball. Arten will hold on to that and sends it into the middle of the park where he finds his teammates and returns it back and tries to play in Borussia Dortmund, the left back there. And still Borussia Dortmund there. Yakoto returns it back into the out of defense. And Borussia Dortmund trying to break from the back in this encounter. Arten with the ball there plays in Niklas Sule. Sule will hold on to the ball for Borussia Dortmund. Tries to play in the run of Guirassy. Is the defender there by the Barcelona defender who lost possession almost immediately. Duranville with the ball there. Still holds on to it there. Looks to wants to get across into the box. And Duranville with a cross into the box there. What's that for against Barcelona? What a goal for Guirassy. What a way to complete his hat-trick against Barcelona. As it stands at 76 minutes, is Borussia Dortmund 3, Barcelona 1.
That was a very poor clearance from Araujo.
And what about De Jong? Well, he lost his man there.
Somebody lost the ball there. Was that De Jong?
Let me see here. I think who was trying to get a tackle on Duranville. Look at that movement from Duranville there. Gets himself into the box there. Sends it across into the box. And Araujo just put that on plate for Guirassy. And Guirassy, like a prolific striker that we know, just went striking across on goal there for Borussia.
I think Gerard Martin and Eric Garcia should be doing well.
Look at that there. They should be doing better there.
Frankie de Jong is not to be blamed.
Lost his man. I think he was the one who was supposed to tackle or have what was it called? Guirassy. Magras.
What are they checking?
Right there in the box. Is there a check for go check for what? VR maybe checking that. Is it offside or what? Or a push? We're waiting to see what VR actually having over that goal scored by Borussia Dortmund. As it stands right now, Borussia Dortmund 3, Barcelona 1. Aggregate is 3-5. Borussia Dortmund still needing 2 more goals against Barcelona. It's not done and dusted already.
Well, that's like what's the goal line now? 6-5?
5-3.
5-3.
5-3. Well, that's where it was before the goal. But it's dangerous because Barca doesn't want to lose this game.
Okay, I think this was the check to see if that ball. No, there was no way it went off the line. There was no way the ball went off the line. Duranville got the ball. A beautiful run of play from that young man there. Talking about Duranville.
I don't know how he went past or maybe Garcia and Gerard Martin there.
Look at that cross. Even Araujo should be doing better there.
Yes, no.
There was no point, playing that into no man's land. Clear the ball. He was facing very clear. He was facing what's it called? The corner kick side. He could have played to safety there than sending that ball into no man's land and putting his team under intense pressure for the remaining 13 minutes of this encounter. One more goal in this game will actually send a lot of cold into the Barcelona fans in the studio. You guys can have a piece of your water.
it's getting chilly now. The environment is getting cold suddenly. And I'm sure a lot of anti-Barca people are getting happier.
Happy about it. Well, but I still feel Barcelona will escape through. I still see them qualifying. Let's see if we can just.
They should score.
Here's Borussia Dortmund coming all out again with a spirit chance. With a speed. What a goal for Borussia Dortmund. Offside call there. Oh, you can see the disappointment on the face of the Borussia Dortmund fans. But the linesman coming to the rescue for Barcelona there. Well, let's see that again. VR will be interested in that. VR is going to be interested in that. So let's see if he actually made that move. A beautiful goal there from Bilia. But that won't stand there. Sends it into the back of the net. And the referee says that is an offside.
Do you know what's coming to my mind right now?
Yeah.
Arsenal, Madrid. It's going to be super tough tomorrow.
With all the dramas we've seen tonight.
With all the dramas. Look at Aston Villa. Coming 3 goals against 2. And look at Borussia Dortmund that has never defeated Barca. Barca never lost to Dortmund. They virtually scored like 4 goals already.
You can still do the mark
they're
out.
still
The way they are running. I think the
momentum is in them right now.
That's it. Once you gather the momentum.
The good thing is we were able to get that much needed 1 goal.
It's not enough.
It's not enough, but
the moment they scored the third goal, we should get another one. That's the only thing that can slow them down. If Barca doesn't score a second goal and they go ahead to score,
but what if we had not gotten the first goal? Right now it's 40 on aggregate. The whole stadium will be crazy right now. But I still feel
that's why I said
2 goals. We can still look at it. Probably 10 minutes to go. With 10 minutes to go, Barcelona can still try and just defend 2 goals. He has been off this game.
He has definitely miscued in this game for so much. Lopez miscued a lot.
Okay, 10 minutes to go in that game between Barcelona and the Borussia Dortmund. Currently in the 80th minute, and also in the 84th minute is that game between Aston Villa and PSG. Here's Borussia Dortmund coming all out there looking for that needed 1 goal against Barcelona. Barcelona with the ball there. The referee says there was an infringement there against the Borussia Dortmund player. It's going to be a free kick advantage Barcelona.
If I was a Dortmund fan right now, I'll be clapping, I'll be joyous. Even if we don't win this,
they gave a good
we have shown a good account of ourselves, and we have proven we're not a run down team. We can't just run us riot in Spain and then come back to Germany and run us riot.
And you can see the stadium is full of yellow jerseys
for substitution in this game from Borussia Dortmund. Giovanni Reina who came in for Mencha, and also we saw Julian Duranvai who came in for Bia. Julian Brandt came in for Konto, and also we've seen Jamie Gittins who also replaced Adeyemi for attacking substitution from Borussia Dortmund, the manager Niko Kovac in this encounter. He really wants to go all out against Barcelona and chase this one to the wire.
Because you want to ask him, what does it stand to lose?
And I think
he's already lost.
Niko Kovac was not the Eintracht Frankfurt coach when they did that comeback. I think he should be, if I'm not mistaken. So, and right now there is nothing Borussia Dortmund really have to play for than get the goals. So right now, if you lose, if you can win, so fine. So just give it your all, and let's see how it goes.
Get as many goals as you can.
So
still Barcelona with the ball there. Looking to send the cross back in play. There's still Barcelona with a chance. It does get went side netting. What a chance for Eric Garcia. The unlikely the unlikely goal scorer for Barcelona there. But that was just an inch of the goal post there. Yes, Borussia Dortmund coming all out from the back right there and looking to attack against Barcelona in this encounter.
And some nerves will have been calmed down if that went in. We will have actually been like, just bring it on. Where is it coming from? Chelsea people, United people. I know you're waiting to see us.
Madrid stars, everyone.
See us cry, and the Madrid stars that are wearing various other uniforms.
Yes,
there are so many of them in various masks. All of them are hoping now. They are praying for Dortmund. They have become Germans.
If probably Dortmund had gotten this third goal in the 70th minute
on the ball there, holds onto it and drops it straight on the part of Stimay. Cross into the box there. That was a chance there for Borussia Dortmund. And still Borussia Dortmund playing very close to the Barcelona's half. and a chance for them to get out the 4-1 and still do a very way cross, and that should be it.
What's that?
What are
That should be the fourth goal.
from Grassi. He should be doing better there. And here is
was clear on goal.
Blessing on the ball there, finds them Reina. Reina will hold on to the ball. I can see the pressure on the body of
I feel Dortmund will get the fourth goal, but I don't see them qualifying.
All right now, Anton on the ball there, finds them Reina. Reina will hold on to the ball there, goes out wide and still. Reina on the ball right now for Borussia Dortmund, switches position and plays it straight into the path of Brandt.
Wow,
and here is Barcelona clearing their lines from Kubasi. And right here in that game between Aston Villa and PSG, we are currently in the 87th minute of that game, and Aston Villa still needing one goal out of send this game into extra time, and that's what I really want to see in that account. And also Borussia Dortmund, who are in need of 2 goals, but this game is already in the 84th minute, and Borussia Dortmund having a bit of spirit in this game. Sends it straight there, cross into the box. This time around, Barcelona sweeps the lines of comfortably.
This is what we just needed more than our to do. Kick it out to the corner.
What a game of football we are currently having in the UEFA Champions League. And thank you for being on Premier Sport Fan Center. And don't also forget how to be a part of this family. Click on the subscription on the join us. Is it subscription button?
You can subscribe.
Yeah, you can subscribe to the channel there, and you have to join the family,
Yeah.
the Premier Sport Fan Center family there. And here's the Borussia Dortmund attacking again in the 84th minute. It sends the cross into the box, and yet just very chance there. What a
and one thing I
defensive work
noticed
there
about
by the
this
Barcelona
Dortmund team, I think
defenders there.
the area ball right now coming into the Barcelona box, I think is really causing a lot of bad works from the Barcelona defense. You can see all balls now
I think
is
if
going
I
into.
am Arteta, and I'm very sure I'm going to the final, I have to download this game and watch. But if there's a team that knows how to take advantage of area balls,
Yeah.
it has to be Arsenal. They know how to get those goals from those area duels. The only disadvantage for them this, going to the final is that they will be missing what's it called? There won't be no striker. Gabriel Jesus is out injured to the end of the season, and there's also Kai Havertz who is out to the end of the season. That is the disadvantage for Arsenal. But Arsenal will have
those are their tall players.
Arsenal with this pattern of football.
And I thought if Borussia Dortmund had really tried this area ball a lot of time, because we saw the second goal Guasi got was from a northern also. So I think if they've been taking more of those area balls from the 68th minute, Barcelona would have really. Oh, Daniel Olmo is coming in right now.
Okay, as you can see, Daniel Olmo being
for who? It should be Rafinha going off right now.
Just be probably Rafinha.
Oh, Lewandowski. Wow.
Robert Lewandowski being withdrawn by Barcelona in the dying embers of this encounter. We have about 4 more minutes to play in regulation.